Hey, yo, what's good, y'all? Hey, look, check this out, man. This is Bitcoin. I know you see the title. It's clickbait, bro. Let's go ahead, listen and watch the video. Let me go ahead and break a few things down for y'all, man, because I got people shooting me DMs and stuff like that for crypto or specifically for Bitcoin, like talking about it's crashing, it's dropping, and all of this stuff. And it's like, bro, you should have been known that if you were looking at the chart. You know what I'm saying? If you would have looked at the chart, you like Bitcoin been showed us it was crashing. Like we've been dropping. You know what I'm saying? It's not like this is the weekly chart. This is back in November. We've been dropping since November. You get what I'm saying? Like we've been dropping. Like it's not like it just started to drop. It been dropping. You know what I'm saying? We've been doing this. Even you already know I love M's double tops. This right here will be the neckline. I know this is a weekly, but this will show us exactly what's going on. Check it out. So we got the weekly chart on Bitcoin. We pushed up, put that down, created a little higher low right here, and we pushed up to make a higher high. We broke that wick, made a higher high right here. Right after this, we rejected, and then we created a bearish engulfing. A big bearish engulfing right here, dropped all the way down, created a bearish engulfing, and then pulled back up and dropped down again and filled this wick and dropped down and made a big wick right here. I like wick fills. A lot of times what will end up happening is we will create a wick and then the market will go and fill that wick. So once we created this double top structure right here and we broke this low, this was a good sign for us that we were entering bearish territory, and we started pushing down. We've been pushing down ever since. So we've been pushing down, and again, once we got over here, and I think a lot of times for people that are not looking at the charts, these kind of weeks is what messed them up, because if you're not looking at the chart and you just see it pushing back up, you don't really know what's going on. You just think that, oh yeah, man, we're all good to go, but realistically, this is just a retracement. And I bet if we put it on line chart, it's probably okay. Yeah, little W. Yeah. So when you're not looking at the charts, you'll see that we spiked all the way down to 42,000, and then pulled back up. And this was that flash crash, and then after that, that next week we kind of just was consolidating pretty much right here. We started consolidating. It was just a lot of sideways movement, but on the lower time frames, it looks like Bitcoin was trying to rebound and push back up, which I would expect it. Obviously thought that it would go back to the neckline, which it eventually will do, come back up to the neckline, but it pushed back up, created that bullish engulfing right here. It looks like we're going to start pushing. Then what do we do? Boom, drop back down again. Boom, drop back down again and break these lows, come back down and fill this wick. So now if you're actually looking at the charts, this is again, now we have structure. So now pushing down, pull back up, boom. Now we have a downtrend. You know what I'm saying? Now we're starting to get into a downtrend here. We're downtrending. So now once you start to seeing that, it's like, of course we're dropping. You get what I'm saying? It's like, that's what financial assets do in a downtrend. They drop. So, the only reason why I'm really making this video and I'm doing it in a video format than just replying is because this will show you that you got to start learning what's going on in the charts, bro. You can't just be looking at this from an emotional aspect. You know what I'm saying? Like, of course, yeah, like I like what Bitcoin can do, but when it comes to the technical analysis of Bitcoin, I can care less. You know what I'm saying? What are the technicals showing me? Because I have to think like that, because you have to pull your emotions out of it. When you got your emotions involved in this is where you start losing your money. You know what I'm saying? If you're in right here, and let's say you entered up here and you're in right here and it's dropping, when your emotions are involved, you're not paying attention. You're like, oh man, it's gonna rebound. I love Bitcoin. Okay, boom, I told you it's gonna rebound. Okay, boom, it drops. Oh, boom, I told you it's gonna rebound. Boom, look at you. You get what I'm saying? That's what your emotions do to you. Take all of the emotions out of this. I'm just free flowing, man. I got it on a live stream. I'm honestly just free flowing. I hope this helps somebody out. You know what I'm saying? I'll get into a little bit more technicals. I'll add so then if we go back, we'll notice that the white line is the 40 period moving average. The red line is the 20 period moving average, and then the green line is the 10 period moving average. So you notice back in 2017 when Bitcoin pushed up, we're above this white line, which is representative of a 200-day moving average, and we're pushing up, push back down, pushed up, push back down, boom, boom, and we stayed above it, and then dropped and started consolidating a little bit. And you notice what happened again. Once we got above it, we pushed up, got above the 200-day again, pushed up. The bulls live above the 200-day moving average, and the bears live below it. Pushed up, all the way up, spiked all the way up to what's that, 60,000. Pulled back down, pushed up again, found some support on it, and started pushing up again. We're above the 200-day, and now look what we're getting, 64,000. We pushed all the way up, made all-time highs again. But once we start to notice what's happening now, we're below it now. You see that? We're breaking below it, and we're creating structure. We're creating structure below the 200-day. See it? Boom, boom. And this is on the weekly. This is a bigger time frame scale, so you know it's more powerful. So now when we start to see that, who lives below the 200-day moving average? The bears. The bears live below the 200-day moving average. So that means what? The bears are in control on Bitcoin. You can say all of the manipulation. We could say all of that. But looking at the charts, if you were looking at the chart, the technicals showed us that this possibility could have happened. And then when we saw that it bounced from this level, you know, a little demand zone right here, and we started to push and reject it. Now we got the EMAs crossing to the downside, and we're still seeing us push. If you were looking at the technicals, we could have been aware of this, and you'd have known that Bitcoin was still dropping. And also right here, we're super oversold. Excuse me, we're super overbought here. You know what I'm saying? Letting us know that we're going to be dropping. Good signs, good indication that we're going to be dropping here. So now, what I'm looking at is right here, this level, it's like 34,000. Write it down in here. This is the demand zone that I'm looking at, and this also happens to be the higher low on the monthly time frame. If this level doesn't hold, man, it can get ugly. It can get real ugly if this level doesn't hold, because that's the last form of support right there. You know what I'm saying? At that level, until we start getting down. You know what I'm saying? I'm not even going to go into that, because I don't see Bitcoin dropping down to no 18,000. Nah, it could, but man, that would be ugly. That would be ugly. But that's the last form of support. So I think that, you know, to the bottom, most of that is about 29,000. You know what I'm saying? Where that last layer of support is for that higher low, like the wick of it. We can see a bounce, and I'll say we possibly could keep dropping into there, find some demand, and start pushing back up. But then that also is contingent upon if the Bitcoin can start to form off an uptrend here. So yeah, that's just from a technical perspective, the way that I'm looking at it. People can laugh and say technicals don't work, you know, whatever you want. But hey, the way how I'm looking at it, man, if you're looking at the technicals are lining up. You know what I'm saying? And the technicals are showing us what's happening. You know what I'm saying? Even if we're actually getting in and paying attention to it. So that's just the weekly time frame, just taking a look at that. Also, if I'm not mistaken, we can look at this as well, and you could have seen where we're at. And then we also had a head and shoulders pattern playing out, you know, with this be right here being the neckline across the bodies. Or was that back of the week of January, we went ahead and broke the start of January. We went ahead and broke the lows of that, and now we're pushing down. So again, that's just showing how, looking from a technical perspective, we were able to notice and see that this was dropping. I was flat already on all my cryptos. I had got out of my cryptos. And I've just been chilling. I've been really mainly focusing on day trading Forex right now. But just showing from a technical perspective, we were able to see that this was all playing out. So again, you know, take all the emotions out of it, man. Look at the charts. The charts have pretty much let us know what's actually going on, you know, and you won't get finessed by, you know, people just trying to do it for the views, bro. I'm actually going to give you something tangible that you can look at. Even right now, this is a level. That's a level right there. what's that? That's 37,000. So we're already starting to reject a little bit. So, and you know, none of the levels are actual, just levels. They're like zones. So that's a zone that we could start to see. What happens a lot of time, I'll go to the weekly. What you can see is that when you get bearish engulfments, get a bearish engulfing, a lot of time what happens is price will break and then it'll pull back up to retest into that opposite color candle, and then it'll drop back down. So this could be the level that we get a little rejection on, push back up, and then keep dropping. So that's just a possibility, you know, of things that can happen in the way that I'm looking at it from here on out. So, but again, that's a big head and shoulders pattern that played out on the weekly. This is a rejection candle right there, dropping. So yeah, man, that's just the way that I'm looking at it. You know, I'm not shocked or anything like that. This is just price action playing out. That's the way I'm looking at it. It's price action playing out. I understand they have the fundamentals to support it, but this is price action playing out. This is what happens. It happens on GJ, it happens on GA. Like, you know, so if you get a big head and shoulders and it breaks the neckline, it drops. Like, this is what happens. This is technical analysis. This is price action. This is what happens. So again, bro, keep it cool, keep it chill, relax, man. Look at